He says he could have gone on workers' compensation, but he didn't want to stay home. He wanted to be active, he wanted to work. So he signed on as an Uber driver. Been doing that for a couple of months now, and that's helping him make a transition to another job, but it's needed income to pay the bills and pay the mortgage. I think the sharing economy has incredible opportunity for hardworking Ontarians to earn a little extra money from things they already own, their home, their car, their parking spot. And this kind of uncertainty we have across our province today, it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help Hassan, it doesn't help businesses, it doesn't help investors or consumers. We can't put off this conversation any longer. So let's get going. I've done my homework. Here's my plan. Our bill would legalize ride sharing across the province, services like Uber. And in return for licensing, here's what Uber would have to do to get that license. They'd have to make sure all the drivers have clean driving records, zero tolerance for any alcohol or drug abuse, no more than 3 moving offenses over the last 3 years, criminal background checks. Home sharing would be allowed across the province of Ontario under very clear province-wide rules. Home sharing basically when you share part of your home, either when you're there or when you're away. I looked at the best practices around the world and landed on 120 days before you need any kind of municipal or government license. I think that's fair. And in other jurisdictions like the States, a typical middle-class family can make about $8,000 a year from home sharing. That's a big mortgage down payment. The third part is parking sharing. This is basically probably more so for large cities or heavy tourism areas, but if you have a parking spot on your home, a driveway, a back lot, you could share that. And in our bill, 365 days a year. Every day of the year, by the hour, by the day. It helps generate income when you're not using it to help pay down the bills. And fourth, some general provisions. Technology changes fast. And we weren't even talking about Uber a couple of years ago, and now it dominates our headlines. So the bill would be reviewed in 5 years' time to make sure it fits modern technology. And secondly, I just think it's important for government to send a signal that they're open to these types of investments. I think government needs to send a signal that sharing is a new part of the economy that helps families make ends meet. So as part of that, across government, if you have expenses as a government employee or for procurement, you would treat the sharing economy the same way you would treat the built economy. Let me give you an example. That means that a hotel receipt would be equivalent to a home sharing receipt, or a cab receipt would be equivalent to an Uber receipt. I think it's an important signal government needs to make to show that we're open for new technologies and to give consumers more choices. Why is that important? Well, if we kept setting up barriers, if we're stuck in the past, we're not going to create the next Uber here. Rover is a Toronto-based parking app. They want to grow in Ontario. They want to go international. I worry that if we throw up more and more obstacles and red tape, they're just going to move to California or somewhere else and grow their company there. I want to see, above all else, more jobs created here in the province of Ontario. As part of it, we're launching our website, opportunityinthesharingeconomy.ca. Do a quick demonstration. Here's what the site looks like. It will show in it a video of me, so if you want to hear more of Hudak, it's up to 20 minutes of Hudak video. It also has a description of what ride sharing is, what home sharing is, what parking sharing is. You can download a copy of the bill. But I also want to get comments from Ontarians because this is the first of its kind legislation anywhere in Canada. I'm excited about that. Probably means I don't have it perfect. So give me your advice. So you can actually go on the website, post a comment publicly. I hope there's some debate on the website. And then if you want to, fill in some details. And on a push of a button, you can send your comments to the Premier, the Leader of the Opposition, and the Leader of the Third Party. Tell them what you think. And tell me what you think.